Let me tell you about a company that has been almost ready for 5 straight years, and somehow, people are still handing them money. I don't usually talk about Aptera anymore. I made videos about them years ago, called out exactly what they were, and moved on because there's only so many times you can say the same thing before it gets exhausting. But then someone decided to poke the bear. A guy named Calvin Jordan jumped into the comments on a video I made back in 2021 or 2022. A video where I said Aptera was going to fail. And he told me I was wrong. He said they just released their first production model. He said they're proving me wrong. And I sat there for a second, genuinely confused. Because I thought, wait, what year does this guy think it is? So I went and looked it up. Because that's what you do when someone makes a claim like that. And what I found was exactly what I expected to find. A press release. A carefully worded, strategically vague, investor-targeted press release that said, and I'm going to read this to you directly, "The team has completed the first vehicle off our validation assembly line." I want you to sit with that sentence for a moment. Not a production vehicle, not a customer delivery, not even a confirmed crash-tested prototype. A vehicle off a validation assembly line. In March of 2026, 5 years after they told the world they were going to deliver 10,000 units in 2022. Let me say that again so it really lands. Aptera told investors, told reservation holders, told the media that they were going to ramp to 10,000 units in 2022. It is now 2026. They have delivered 0 vehicles to 0 customers. And someone in the comments is telling me they're proving me wrong. That's where we are. Now, before I go any further, let me explain what a validation assembly line actually means in the context of a company like this. It means they built a structured process. 14 stations, they say, where technicians hand assemble cars for the purpose of testing whether the process itself works. It's not mass production. It's not even low-volume production. It's a dress rehearsal for production, years after the show was supposed to open. And the press release calls it a major operational milestone. The audacity of that framing is actually impressive in a dark, almost artistic way. Because here's what the press release also says. They are progressing toward regulatory certification and initial customer deliveries. They said that in March 2026. About deliveries that were originally promised in 2021. We are 5 years past the original delivery window, and they are still using the phrase progressing toward. Now I want to talk about the product itself for a second, because this is important context for why none of this math ever worked, even on paper. Aptera is selling a 3-wheeled solar electric vehicle for roughly $40,000. That's the price point. $40,000 for a 2-seater, 3-wheeled vehicle that has never been through a real crash test, built by a company with no manufacturing track record, no economies of scale, and no proven supply chain. For comparison, a Tesla Model 3 costs less than that. The Model 3 seats 5 people. The Model 3 has passed rigorous crash testing. The Model 3 can charge at thousands of supercharger locations worldwide. The Model 3 is built by a company that has manufactured millions of cars. So the question you have to ask yourself as a rational consumer is, why would anyone pay $40,000 for an Aptera over a Model 3? And before you say solar panels, let's talk about that. The solar panels on the car are a selling point, and I understand why it sounds appealing on the surface. The problem is physics. There is not enough surface area on this vehicle to generate meaningful daily range from solar charging alone. The sun doesn't shine for 24 hours. Most of the time, your car is parked in a garage, or under a tree, or in a parking structure, or it's cloudy, or it's winter. The math on solar charging for personal vehicles has never worked the way the marketing suggests it works. And then there's the efficiency claim. Aptera says this car will achieve 10 miles per kilowatt hour. I want to be very clear. That number is not real. They have never demonstrated 10 miles per kilowatt hour under real-world conditions. And when you think about why, the answer becomes obvious. This car is wider than a Cybertruck. Let that sink in. Because of the way the front wheels are positioned, the frontal surface area on this vehicle is enormous. Aerodynamic cars are efficient because they have a small frontal cross-section pushing through the air. When your frontal area is that wide, you are fighting significantly more air resistance. And your efficiency numbers take a hit that no solar panel on the hood is going to compensate for. Add to that the weight of the battery, the unconventional tire wear patterns on a three-wheeled vehicle, and the fact that this is assembled from parts sourced entirely from third parties. And you start to see a picture of a product that was never going to hit its claimed specs. But none of that matters to what I really want to talk about today. Because what I really want to talk about is the money. Specifically, where it's gone, how much they need, and why the math makes this whole thing collapse in slow motion. The most recent financial filing we have from Aptera is their Q3 2025 10Q, filed November 14th, 2025. That's 45 days after the end of the third quarter, which is actually on time for a quarterly filing. But here's the thing, it's now March 2026, and there is no annual filing. The year ended December 31st, 2025. We are now more than 60 days past the end of the fiscal year, and Aptera has not filed their annual report with the SEC. This is a company that is actively seeking investment from the public right now, today, while simultaneously failing to release their most recent financial data. And the reason that matters is simple. The annual filing is the one document they cannot lie in. Press releases? You can say whatever you want in a press release. You can talk about validation assembly lines and major milestones and progressing toward deliveries, and none of that is subject to SEC enforcement. But when you file your annual 10K, when you put your financials under oath with regulators, suddenly every claim has to be defensible. So the fact that they're out here dropping press releases about production milestones while sitting on an overdue annual filing is not a coincidence. Now let's look at what the Q3 numbers actually tell us. In the 9 months ending September 2025, Aptera posted a net loss of $28 million. Their operating loss for just the third quarter, just 3 months, was $7.9 million. Their net loss for just the third quarter was $5.5 million. They ended the period with $12 million in cash. In their own quarterly filing, they stated that they need $65 million in capital just to begin their initial low-volume production phase. Not full production, not 20,000 units a year, just to start making a small number of cars. 65 million minimum, and as of the time they filed that document, they had $12 million in the bank. But wait, let's go back further and look at what happened to the money they've already raised. In the 18 months prior to September 2025, Aptera raised approximately $44 million from investors. They burned through the majority of it. They ended up with $12 million left. And critically, their property and equipment, the physical assets that would actually be used to manufacture vehicles, increased by only a small amount over the same period. Think about what that means. If you raised $44 million and you're supposedly working toward building a factory and making cars, your investment in physical manufacturing infrastructure should be growing substantially. It wasn't. The money is going somewhere, but it's not going into equipment and tooling and manufacturing capacity. It's going into operations, into salaries, into marketing, into keeping the lights on, into investor outreach. It's going into selling the idea of Aptera rather than building the reality of Aptera. Now, they also stated in their filing that to ramp to high-volume production of 20,000 vehicles per year, they would need an additional $140 to $160 million on top of the initial $65 million. So the total capital requirement to achieve their stated production goals is somewhere in the range of $200 to $225 million. $200 million to build a factory that makes 20,000 cars a year. I need you to think about that number in context. Real automotive manufacturing facilities cost billions of dollars, not hundreds of millions. Gigafactories don't get built for $200 million. Even modest vehicle assembly operations with proven supply chains and experienced manufacturing teams require capital investment in the hundreds of millions just to get to meaningful scale. The idea that Aptera can go from a 14-station hand assembly validation line to 20,000 vehicles per year on a $200 million budget, that number was determined in consultation with Monroe and Associates, according to their own filing, which does not mean Monroe endorsed it, just that they were consulted at some point. And then there's the claim that anchors all of this, that they intend to deliver vehicles to customers by the end of 2025. Wait, no, I'm sorry, by the end of 2026. That's the current version of the promise. But 5 months before that press release dropped, in their own SEC filing, they wrote, "We cannot currently provide a revised forecast, production commencement, or related milestones." They said they cannot provide a revised forecast. 5 months later, they're out here telling the world they're targeting customer deliveries by end of year. They cannot both be true. Either they had no visibility into their timeline in November 2025, which means the March 2026 delivery target is fabricated, or they had visibility and chose not to disclose it in an official filing, which is a problem of a different kind. This is why the missing annual report is so significant. The press release is marketing material designed to attract investment. The annual report is a legal document. And right now, Aptera wants you reading the marketing material while the legal document stays locked in a drawer. I'll make you a deal right now. If Aptera delivers a single vehicle to a paying customer before the end of 2026, I will shave my head completely bald. I mean it. Full Marcus Brownlee. Because there is no realistic path from where this company is today, burning $8 million a quarter in operating losses, sitting on $12 million in cash, needing $65 million just to begin low-volume production, without a secured funding commitment, without a filed annual report to delivering customer vehicles in the next 9 months. The path doesn't exist, and yet 50,000 people have placed reservations representing over $2 billion in potential revenue at roughly $40,000 a vehicle. 50,000 people are waiting for a car that has been almost ready since 2019. And some of those same people are in comment sections telling critics like me that we're wrong. I'm not wrong. I was right in 2021 when I said they wouldn't deliver in 2022. I was right in 2022 when I said it still wasn't happening. I'm right now. But here's the thing that actually keeps me up at night. It's not the people making the reservations. It's the investors. Because Aptera isn't primarily a car company. Aptera is primarily a vehicle for raising capital. Their actual product, the thing they're genuinely good at, the thing they've proven they can do repeatedly and at scale, is convincing people to give them money. They've raised tens of millions of dollars over multiple years from retail investors who looked at a sleek 3-wheeled solar car and thought, this is the future. And every time the timeline slips, every time a deadline passes, every time the promises fail to materialize, they release a new press release with new language about milestones and momentum and progressing toward. And it works. It keeps working. Because the car is genuinely interesting looking, and the concept of a solar electric vehicle taps into something real that people want to believe in. I want to believe in it too. I genuinely wish a solar car could work. I wish the physics cooperated. I wish the surface area math worked out. I wish there was a version of this where Aptera figures it out, cracks the efficiency problem, secures the capital, builds the factory, and delivers a car that actually does 10 miles per kilowatt hour and runs primarily on sunlight. That would be extraordinary. But wanting something to be true and it actually being true are two very different things. And right now, the evidence, not my opinion, the actual SEC filings, the actual cash flow statements, the actual balance sheet, the actual timeline of broken promises says this company has no realistic path to becoming a functioning car manufacturer. They have a path to continuing to raise money. They have a path to continuing to generate press releases. They don't have a path to 20,000 vehicles a year. And the difference between those two things is the entire ballgame. Look, I know some of you are going to come into the comments and tell me I'm being too harsh. You'll say they're making progress. They completed a validation vehicle, they're almost there. And I'll ask you the same question I've been asking for 4 years. When? When are they delivering a car to a customer? Give me a date. Give me a funding source. Show me the capital raise that bridges the gap between $12 million in the bank and $65 million required for initial production. Show me the annual report. Show me the numbers. Because I've shown you mine. I've shown you the cash flow statements. I've shown you the operating losses. I've shown you the timeline of missed milestones going back to 2022. I've shown you that they told the SEC in November 2025 that they could not provide a revised production forecast, and then told the public in March 2026 that they're on track for deliveries by year-end. The math doesn't work. The timeline doesn't work. The capital structure doesn't work. The product economics don't work. And none of that is going to change because someone builds a single car on a 14-station validation assembly line. If you have invested in Aptera, I genuinely hope I'm wrong. I hope you get your money back. But if you are thinking about investing in Aptera right now, based on that press release, based on the validation vehicle milestone, based on the promise of year-end deliveries, please, do me a favor. Go read their Q3 filing. Go find their annual report, if they ever release it. Look at the cash. Look at the burn rate. Look at the gap between what they need and what they have. Look at the timeline of what they promised and when they promised it, and what actually happened. And then make your decision. Because a cute car is not an investment thesis. A solar panel on the roof is not a business model, and a press release is not a production line. Don't invest in Aptera.